ब्रैम्पटन शहर वास्ते आज एक बहुत ही वड्डी अनाउंसमेंट की गई है फेडरल प्रोविंशियल और म्यूनसिपल लैवल के उत्ते और साडे नाल इसलिए जुड़ चुके हैं मिनिस्टर ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑनरेबल स्टीवन डेल डूका मिनिस्टर वेलकम टू ब्रैम्पटन
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
एब्सोल्युटली ऑलवेज अ प्लेजर टू सी यू और उन्होंने नाल ने हरिंदर मल्ली जी ब्रैम्पटन स्प्रिंगडेल तो मैंबर प्रोविंशियल पार्लियामेंट हरिंदर जी ਤੁਹਾਡਾ भी स्वागत
Thank you, Jay.
Minister, Mr. Del Duca, you are a regular visitor to Brampton,
Yes.
and we are extremely pleased to have a good neighbor like you because you represent the neighboring riding of Vaughan.
That's right.
Right. So Brampton always looks out for new announcements, new initiatives. So today's announcement, how do you see this fitting into the larger picture of what Brampton needs? Because there have been few close calls when Brampton missed the boat, due to municipal level decisions. Right. When I talk about LRT, right? But we'll leave the LRT on the side. But let's focus on what's happening today.
Sure. No, today's a great example of when you have all three levels of government working together, what kind of positive results you can deliver for a community like Brampton that needs it so desperately. So whether we're talking about the investments in public transit, like we're talking about here today, or we're talking about highway extensions and widenings, the 410, the 427, there's a very clear recognition on the part of all levels of government that when communities are growing fast and we want to improve the quality of life and we want to strengthen the economy, we have to work together to produce those positive results, and that's what we're doing here today.
हरिंदर जी ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਬਾਰੇ
ਇਹੀ ਕਹਾਂਗੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਕਹਿ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਮੌਕਾ ਹੈ ਤਿੰਨੇ ਲੈਵਲ ਆਫ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਮੌਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਇਟਸ ਦ ਬੈਸਟ ਥਿੰਗ ਦੈਟ ਵੀ ਕੈਨ ਡੂ ਫॉर ਆवर ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਵਰਕਿੰਗ ਟੁਗੇਦਰ ਫॉर ਦ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਆਫ ਆवर ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਐਂਡ ਟੂ ਸਰਵ ਦ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਆਫ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ
Minister, when we go to Vaughan, we see a lot of transit improvements, whether we look at the Viva Transit or the new subway coming, Vaughan is becoming the next place to be, to live, thrive and to grow their businesses. So do you see that kind of transformation happening in the other parts of Greater Toronto and Hamilton area? Because this is the economic, hub of Canada.
Yeah, no, I really
And we see businesses getting, gridlocked and, losing their precious time.
Yeah, no, absolutely right about Vaughan. It is an exciting time. Obviously, the subway will be running later this year. The Viva BRT along Highway 7, the extension of Highway 427 I mentioned a second ago, a hospital that's now under construction. But that is one example of how much growth we're seeing right around the region. So in Durham, for example, we've opened Phase 1 of Highway 407. We are doing two-way all-day GO service on all of our corridors to help feed all of the communities of the GTHA, and there's more good news coming. So whether it's university and college infrastructure, healthcare infrastructure, transit or transportation infrastructure. The fact is that our plan is working. That's why in Ontario, our economy is the strongest or second strongest in the country, and we're poised for continued growth in the coming months. So it's a great news story, but we still have more work to do.
Do you see announcements like these will ultimately help the provincial government make a decision on tolls, what Toronto has been asking for? Because when the Honourable Premier said no to tolls, she said that there's not enough choices available to public.
Yeah, no, and she's 100% right. Anybody living in Brampton would know that if you have to commute to Durham or if you have to commute to downtown Toronto, or frankly, if you're in live in downtown Toronto and have to commute for work to Brampton, right now we don't have enough transit alternatives in place. Over the next 6, 7, 8 years, as the province finishes building the transit network that we're currently building, some of that will change. But at this point in time, given that there are no alternatives, no clear alternatives for people, and given also that too many hardworking families in Brampton and elsewhere have anxieties around their pocketbooks. They're feeling a bit of a pocketbook pinch. We didn't feel as a government that this was the right time to go forward with an additional burden on people's pocketbooks when they don't have those alternatives. So we'll continue to build, we'll continue to make sure that we get it right, and we'll continue to work with all levels of government.
One final question, but before that I'll go to Ms. Mali. Harinder ji, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ constituency ਵਿੱਚ lot of newcomers, immigrants, seniors ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ. So do you see some kind of transit, easy accessibility? ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ transit accessible ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, affordable ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ available ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ time ਤੇ ਬੜੀ ਦਿੱਕਤ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ transit ਨਹੀਂ use ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ.
ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਇਹੀ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟਸ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਵੈਨਸਡੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਇਹ transit ਵਿੱਚ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟਸ that are making transit more accessible, more affordable, easier to use and have it more regularly. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਿਊ ਕਮਰਸ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜ਼ਿਟ ਤੇ ਡਿਪੈਂਡੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸੀਨੀਅਰਸ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜ਼ਿਟ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਡਿਪੈਂਡੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਅੰਦਰ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਫੈਮਲੀਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਜਾਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟਸ ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਇੰਨੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨੇ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਇਨਕਰੀਜ਼ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ
Final and last question. I know you have to leave.
That's okay.
Tell us something about the, I know Ontario has taken a lead on the testing of automated vehicles.
Yeah.
And you took a personal interest, in making those announcements. So where do we stand right now?
So just a few months ago, we announced that we have three companies or universities. So University of Waterloo, BlackBerry QNX, and another company out of Europe that are now allowed to test their driverless vehicles on Ontario's roads. It is great news. It's very exciting technology. For some people, it's a little bit spooky. It's a little bit, wow, what does this mean? A car that could be going down the road that doesn't have a driver in it. For now, our rules require that an appropriately licensed driver be in the car and behind the wheel, just in case there's a problem from a safety perspective. But we know that this technology is going to dramatically change how people view transportation in the next 5, 10, 15 years. Yeah, it's a very exciting time to be part of it, but we have to be ready to embrace that change.
Thank you very much for your frank views and your visit to Brampton. We look forward to welcoming you again very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Melly. Thank you all.